Now, to you, Julia. This is not your main job. I understand that. You have a job in marketing, am I right?
Analytics.
Analytics, I see. And this isn't fun because you've trained for many years, correct? But it's not the mainstay of how you make your money, correct?
That's correct.
Nevertheless, where there's a promise of money and where there is a dancing contract involved, you want to make sure, because you're aware of what the other full-time dancers would expect, that everything, how you're paid, where you stay, what happens if one of you is injured, whether or not you're insured, etc., you're in analytics, you would hope that that arrangement was put in writing, correct?
That was the objective from the other girls. For me, it wasn't so important, but it was for the other girls.
But here's the thing. If you are here today representing not just your interests, but the other women, some of whom are dancers, professional dancers, correct, then you have to answer questions and be prepared to understand their position as well. And what I'm referring to is not just your position, but the majority of the people, the class that you're representing today. And those who are in that class, as it's called in law, are professional dancers. So when I ask you the question whether or not they would expect a contract, the answer to that is?
They did try for one.
We did have the contract.
Just pause. You had a contract. You expected a written contract.
But they didn't sign it. We left it on the table.
Where is that written contract?
That contract, it was left on the table before we left because we wanted to bring it to Madeira for them all to sign.
I understand you say there was a contract. Now, that you didn't sign it may or may not be relevant, because now that there is a dispute between the two of you, I could look at that unsigned contract to come to a determination of what the parties intended, assuming I find there was a verbal agreement of some sort. Even though it's not signed, that would assist me come to some understanding of what the parties agreed. Where is that contract?
The contract, I didn't bring it with me.
Do you have it somewhere?
Well, I do have it on the emails, but we've been trying to find them. It's been so long.
Fine. Too late, you're in court, you haven't found it.
I know.